to my YouTube channel. My name is Folake Agobiade, aka the Customer Seductress, and I'm pretty pumped to be back again this week. If this is your first time here, peradventure, do me a quick favor. Just look below. Yes, or you're a frequent returner and you're yet to do this. Look below. There's a button that says subscribe. Yes, click on it. It doesn't bite. And join this community of amazing people who are redefining their lives and career with every single video that we interact with. If you are a frequent returner, you come back week after week. You know I love you. You know I don't take you for granted. You know I think you're pretty amazing and you're bold and you're in the class of the superheroes who have decided to take their lives in their own hands and make something productive out of it. So guess what? I celebrate you. Now, if you didn't watch last week's video, it's not something I always do. I was talking relationship. When love goes wrong. Love goes wrong. You need to check it out. I was impressed upon to make that video and the response has been amazing. It's right there. Love goes wrong. As you're going along today and you're having a fun time, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Like, thumbs up, comment, write a short note, and share this video with your networks, with your friends, and every single person that you think needs this information. Today we'll be jumping into a series. We'll be jumping into a series because this is a topic that I've had a lot of questions about. You know, I've had a lot of my coachees, those that I'm coaching, ask me about it and how do they handle this particular issue. So it's going to be a 3-part series. This was inspired by a dear friend. It's going to be a 3-part series, so make sure you subscribe. You cannot afford to miss any of the 3 parts of this series. And this week we'll be talking Mind CV. Yes, Mind CV. What does your mind look like? What is the resume of your mind? How does your mind work? How do you think? How do you view life? How does it affect you? What does it do to you? How do you become a better thinker? Beyond just moving into critical thinking, basic thinking is one of the hardest things to do. And we're going to be examining that topic in-depthly for the next 3 weeks. Life as a whole can be best understood by living inside out. You can't understand your life if you don't understand what goes on in your mind. When you become aware of your inner world, you notice the subtle flaws which otherwise gets ignored. You are more aware of what goes on in your mind and the power of what goes on in your mind. These little flaws can make our lives miserable, and these flaws can pull us down. When we correct our inner flaws, what we have is joy, happiness, flow, productivity, all through our lives. Now remember, pain and suffering on its own seem an endless process, especially when you're going through hard times. And a lot of that pain and suffering can also flow into joy and happiness. All you have to do is remove the obstacle of pain and suffering in your mind. Everything starts and resonates in your mind. I remember a few years back that I was still trying to find myself, find my identity. I had a lot of people say stuff to me that made me second guess myself, that made me not even identify my strengths, that made me feel incapable of achieving the things that I've achieved today. I had to go through a mental shift and do a mind CV of myself, and it has helped me effectively. So what we're going to be doing is looking inside. you will realize what your mind is thinking all the time. Sometimes you want to go east, but your mind is going west. There is a contradiction in your life. And that contradiction is not allowing you live a full-fledged life. Your mind, your body, and your goals should follow in order. If everything is going to flow in one direction, you must realize that those three things must align: your body, your mind, and your goals. If you have good goals and you're messed up in your mind, your goals are going nowhere. If you have a good mind and good goals and your body does not align with the other two, you are simply going nowhere. You can achieve anything you want in life if you align your goal and your mind in the same direction, because usually that's the obstacle in your path to success. So, life is full of attractions. So many things catch your mind. So many people say stuff to you. Sometimes it's not even stuff that is said to you. It's the things you see around you. You see other people doing well. You see other people achieving and smashing their goals. And you keep looking at yourself and saying, oh, I can't get it done. I don't have it inside of me. I'm not good enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. When you are aware that your mind gets distracted, what you need to do is bring it back to your goal. And doing this requires practice that must be done over and over again. Your mind will deviate, but your awareness will bring it back to path if you are conscious that you are trying to put together a mind resume. You know the amount of effort you put into creating a perfect CV. The details that you put in front of it, that you put in the middle, the recommendations, your strength, your weaknesses, your objectives, everything makes your resume beautiful. And these are the same things that make your mind beautiful. With awareness, you will notice what is really important in your life and what things are simply draining your energy. You won't put your failures into your CV. So why would you put it in your mind? Why would you sit on it in your mind? The mind thinks unnecessary thoughts, whether you condition it or not. If you are aware of it, you will be concentrated in making sure that when those thoughts come up, they will not take up your time and energy. Now, there are 3 key elements that I'll be discussing in the next 3 weeks. And they are important when creating a mind CV that will get you the dream life you've always wanted. Number 1 is thinking through. And that's what we'll be discussing today. The other 2 are following through and consolidation. But today, we're just looking at thinking through. Now, I'm going to give you a quote that I saw online and it blew my mind. The biggest strength of a human being is self-reflection. When you can see through your mind, you can know what to expect in the outside world. I'll take that again. The biggest strength of humans is self-reflection. When you can see through your mind, you can know what to expect in the outside world. I was having a conversation with my darling PP of life, and we're talking about this subject matter. And one of the things I told her is that we find it very difficult to think our lives through. We rather play out the narratives of everybody around us than think life through. So let's look at what the Webster's Dictionary says about thinking through. Thinking through is to think through the different parts or effects of something for a period of time, especially in an effort to understand or make decisions about it. Having said that, effective thinking is something that can be practiced and developed over time. Everything begins and ends with a brain and heart connection. Yes. Whatever you want in your heart, Your brain has to work in line with your heart desires to give you what you want. How you think either connects or disconnects the two. No skill is more valuable or harder to come by than the ability to critically think through problems. Now you see people stuck in one place for so many years, and you wonder why they can't see the solution to their problems. It is making that brain to heart connection. You desire it in your heart, but you can't make your mind see the things you desire in your heart. No school will teach you this method of thinking. You have to work with it yourself. My critical thinking class is loading. And if you watch this video and you don't register for that class, you're doing yourself a huge injustice, because you need to learn the skill of thinking. Nobody was born with the ability to think critically. Even basic thinking, we find it hard to think. So let me give us 5 ways to thinking effectively. Number 1, identify and reverse negative core beliefs. Stuff that go in your head like, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. I'm disadvantaged. I don't have what it takes. Someone told me I don't look good enough. I said that to myself for many years. I felt I wasn't pretty. I felt I was dark. I was awkward. I was ugly. But the day I realized that I'm a queen bee with all the sauce and spice that this life needs, everything turned around for me. So you need to be able to influence your mind to forget past experiences and the negative labels attached to them. We subconsciously bring it to our present realities. A lot of times it's from ACEs, our adverse childhood experiences, and we bring those negative effects into our present condition. Thinking effectively requires you reversing the negative into positives and letting those positives play in your mind repeatedly. Write it down. If your mind says I'm not good enough, say I am good enough. I'm intelligent, I'm beautiful, I'm smart. I say it to my daughter, and I can see the amount of confidence that she has, even as a child. Number 2, when failure and crisis ensures, always think, what are the lessons here? Remember, everything begins and ends with a heart connection. Find a valuable lesson that will profit and benefit you from every traumatic experience. I always do that. Don't blame life about your shortcomings. Take your learning curve and find a positive, valuable lesson that can spearhead you. The way you look back on every situation determines whether you see it as a learning experience or as a traumatic or negative event. You don't need trauma. You don't need negativity. Try to find happiness in everything. Number 3, thinking too much promotes stagnation. So, think in this direction: thought, idea, vision, and action. Again, I take that. Thought, what you think. Create an idea from that thought. Have a vision, how you want to end that idea, how you want to follow through on that idea, and take the action. That's your mission statement. Take the action. Do what you need to do. Take your thoughts and form an idea, and really visualize the entire idea coming to fruition in your mind. Now, take the steps to make that idea happen. Number 4, use psychological triggers to keep your brain and your heart in the same wavelength. For example, in your heart, you know you need to set a budget for your daily expense or for your monthly expense, but your brain keeps telling you it's useless, you're always broke, your salary is not enough. Don't give in. Reverse your brain thoughts. Think about how much less stress you will be if you know exactly how much you want to spend and how much you have to spend. Then align your brain and your heart and motivate yourself to set that budget and stick to it. Number 5, and finally for today, when it all comes down to it, you are what you think. Yes, you become what you think. So if you think you're a failure and you don't deserve success or happiness, or you are not good enough, your subconscious mind is going to steer you in the direction of what you think. So please help me. Help me help you by thinking effectively in a way that steers you to success. Your thinking pattern is your growth pattern. Your thinking pattern is your growth pattern. So don't mess with your thinking. Think positive. In closing, poor initial decisions are one of the reasons we make no progress. With poor thinking, a large chunk of our time is spent correcting mistakes, when we should be moving forward and blazing the trail. Good thinking, on the other hand, helps produce better initial decisions that frees up time and energy. I hope today I've been helpful in packaging your mind CV. Please, 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 and please think about everything I've said today and make sure that you like, comment, and share this video. If it has been a blessing to you in any way, like, comment, and share this video. Till I come into your faces sometime soon, don't forget to subscribe. It's below the red button. My name is Folake Agombiade, the customer seductress, and I'm